folklore, stories often serve as mirrors of culture. They reflect human behavior, social norms, and the values that shape communities. One recurring figure is the trickster, a character whose wit, laziness, and cleverness that teaches lessons about life, society, and ourselves. Seriously? Oh, by the way, sorry about that. Please ignore my friend over there. And and there he is, the legendary Juan Tamad, known across generations as the epitome of effortlessness. Where we study cultural values, one here reminds us sometimes folklore is closer to reality than we think. Now that we have met our protagonists, let us journey into the story of Juan Tamad and the Guava Tree and discover the lessons about life and his extraordinary laziness.
In a small village lived a man named Juan Tamad, famous for doing as little as possible. And one sunny afternoon, Juan decided to lay beneath a guava tree, staring up the branches filled with fruit. Ah, those guavas look so sweet, he murmured. But instead of climbing the tree or picking them himself, Juan had a different idea. He believed that if he waited long enough, the fruits would simply fall into his hands. So, he rested comfortably in the shade, tossing a small bowl in one hand and chewing a leaf with the other. With a lazy smile, Juan waited patiently, completely certain that luck would do the work for him. After a while, someone came walking down the path. It was Maria Masipa, a young woman known in the village for being hardworking and diligent. She looked up and quickly noticed the red guavas hanging from the tree. "Oh, these look delicious," she said with a smile. Without wasting any time, Maria tiptoed and reached up to pick the fruit herself. One, two, three. Flowers quickly landed in her basket. Meanwhile, Juan Tamad watched from below with half-open eyes. While he had been waiting for luck, Maria had already taken action. And before Juan even realized it, Maria's basket was almost full. After what had happened, Juan suddenly felt sad beneath the tree. His clever little plan had failed. He had imagined the covers falling straight into his hand and mouth, but instead, Maria had picked them all. Juan just sighed. "Well, that didn't go the way I expected," he muttered. For the first time, he felt embarrassed. Maybe waiting and doing nothing was not the best way to get what he wanted. However, on the other hand, Maria noticed one sitting quietly under the tree. She smiled kindly and said, "Juan Tamad, the world does not give us everything for free. If we want something, we must work for it." Her words were simple, but they carried an important lesson. Juan listened carefully, and for the first time, he began to realize that his laziness might be holding him back. Later, when Maria's parents heard about Juan, they asked him a curious question. "Tell us, Juan, why do people call you Juan Tamad?" Juan just laughed a little and began telling his stories. He told them about the time he left his mother's puto outside in the heat, and hungry frogs ate them. He also shared how he once carried pots to the market while half asleep and accidentally broke them. Maria's parents listened carefully. The stories were funny, but they also revealed something important, that Juan's laziness had really caused many problems before. After talking, Maria's parents looked at Juan seriously. Instead of laughing, they gave him a challenge. "If you truly wish to prove yourself," they said, "you must learn to work hard and become responsible." Juan felt a little embarrassed, but also determined, and for the first time in his life, he accepted a real challenge. He knew he had to change, or he would always be known as Juan Tamad. Therefore, from that day on, Juan decided to thrive. He began helping with chores around the house. He watered the plants, swept the yard, and worked in the garden. At first, it was not easy, but little by little, Juan grew stronger and more disciplined. The villagers began to notice the change. The man once known for laziness was slowly becoming the hardworking. As time passed, Juan's effort began to show. The villagers saw that he was no longer the same lazy man. He helped his neighbors, finished his tasks, and kept his promises. Maria and the people in the village began to admire him. Juan had changed not only his habits but also his reputation. One day, Juan approached Maria Masipa. This time he spoke with honesty and confidence. Maria, he said, thank you for the lesson you taught me beneath the guava tree. Maria smiled warmly. She had seen how much Juan had changed. Together, they celebrate the rewards of hard work, respect, and perseverance. And so, Juan Tamad's journey teaches us an important lesson. Laziness may seem funny at first, but it can hold us back. Success does not come from waiting for luck. It comes from effort, responsibility, and determination. Like Juan, anyone can change and grow. All it takes is the courage to start.
What values are reflected in the story? In different adventures of Pantamad, the story shows the importance of hard work, honesty, and responsibility by presenting their opposites. Juan Tamad is portrayed as very lazy and always trying to avoid effort. Escaping responsibility, it shows that laziness and dishonesty may give a short-term benefits but have negative results. Folktale teaches that being clever is not enough if it's not guided by good morals. The story also emphasizes Filipino values such as pagiging masipag or being hardworking and pagiging tapat or being honest.
For our second question, what does the trickster represent? Wonderment as a trickster symbolizes common human weaknesses like laziness, procrastination, and the habit of taking shortcuts. He represents the side of people that avoids responsibility and depends more on wit than effort. Although he shows intelligence and quick thinking, these qualities are often used in the wrong way. Instead of being a hero, he serves as a comic and exaggerated character whose flaws encourage readers to reflect on their own actions. The story suggests that intelligence without discipline and strong values can lead to failure.
The story also criticizes society by highlighting behaviors that people often ignore in themselves, such as being lazy or dishonest. Wantamad also reflects individuals who want success without working hard for it. The way the community reacts to him shows that society values honesty, responsibility, and fairness by presenting his actions in a funny yet meaningful way. The folktale also warns us against relying on shortcuts. It reminds reader that every action has a consequences and that good character is a important in our society.
One Tamad is still connected to present day issues because there are people who rely more on luck than on effort. Like him, someone to achieve result without going through much hardship. One example is student who postpone or have the bahala na Batman mentality when it comes to academics. Also, when it comes to using AI, some people rely on it too much. They just copy the answer without even revising or personalizing them. This shows that his story reflects certain attitude that still exists today. Overall, Juan Tamad is not just a funny character, but also one who carries an important lesson. He reminds us that waiting for luck is not enough to succeed. Hard work and perseverance are still necessary. In this way, his story remains meaningful even today.
teach us. Laugh, learn, live.
Trick and try. Think vibes.
Trick your mind, shape your path, enjoy the ride.
Think before you act and work before you expect.
Sometimes, we learn lessons from Trickster in their tricks.
After all, Trickster tales remind us that beyond laughter and mischief, they also carry lessons about culture, wisdoms, and the way we live.